Hey guys, this is Bill from TFL Chat Room, and I want to go over today a trade I took on USD, Mexican Peso, UMEX, um, just using volume profile analysis, really nothing else. Here's the daily chart on the Peso, and this is obviously today's red candle here on pretty decent volume. But I was looking at this leg up and noticing, of course, we're coming to these highs over here. And so as we're approaching these highs, I'm studying this leg here. And I noticed one thing on this leg that made me say, I don't know that we're going to get past these highs, at least not right now. So as we approach these highs right here, these wicks, I am anticipating coming down from this area now. Do we come down from here or up here? Of course, we don't know that. But my thought process was that, we may go up a little bit more but come down, but we may have an opportunity to come down right here. And what tells me that, if you look at this leg up, this volume was kind of up and down. And to me, where it was down was on a very important candle. This green candle right there is pretty big for a daily candle on the Mexican Peso. And this went up on lower volume. As you could see, these couple of bars here were going down, and it makes sense on an uptrend to pull back on lower volume. That makes sense to me. But when we move back up and the volume stayed low, I thought, this leg up may not be sustainable. So I'm looking for potentially, favoring short once we get up here. I wasn't so sure about these days, but today, as I was looking at the market, I was thinking we were going to go down here. So this was kind of my bias, my mindset as I went into this, to the UMEX today. And I started looking at charts, and so I only put on where I got up this morning. Really at about 6:30, I started to engage with the market, and again, I look right away for low volume, for my anomalies, and I see one here. I see one here. I really like this one here by all this high volume, and then boom, we just drop. So I draw a line there. There's another one here, very similar price, and I like this one too. We go down and then back up, so I like this valley right here, and I kind of drew a line there. And as we approached, we kept going through the day. We were coming up, and what I saw was this move down here to a yellow line. And oh, by the way, here was another low volume, and I drew that line as well. Now, what I would say by this low volume, oh yeah, it's right there, just small green candle. So low volume, low body candle, that makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see what this thing is saying to me. Oh, good. All right. So I see this move down over here, and I circle these specific candles as they're approaching this yellow line because volume's increasing. When I see volume increasing like this, these three volume bars, 1, 2, 3, and we have decent bodied, not dojis or even close to it, and then a bigger move here. I like this as a short. So I waited. I did not get in right here. I wanted to see a pullback, and I got one. And as soon as we went away from the yellow line, I went in here. So what this tells me on rising volume is that I think there's a good chance we won't break this high right here. And if we do, I will be completely wrong, and that's fine. But this is my thought process as I'm going through this day. And I entered here short at 93.18 on the UMEX, and I put my stop above here. So I had about a 400 pip stop. My target is 1,000 pips on this 5-minute chart. I'm using the peso because once it moves, it starts moving. And so we started going here, and then it started meandering, and then up here. And I was actually getting a little nervous right here on this blue candle or the green candle, because it did come up on higher volume. And then we got this red candle on about the same amount of volume. So railroad tracks at the yellow line. I like this. After I saw this, I felt really confident. And then we started moving down. We got this wick here. Wasn't sure about that. Another wick here. Wasn't sure about that. And then we came down here. And then what happened was we started to run into this area. And I think that's why we wicked a couple times right here, is we ran into this area here. And this was some overnight sideways activity, and the market paused at that. And I said, I have 500 pips. I was about here. I have 500 pips. I'm just going to take it. And I took it. And literally a few minutes after I took it, it went down another 600 pips. So I was totally happy about that. I'm glad actually this happened and I was able to read this. But I'm learning more and more how to read this relationship between price and volume, especially this dynamic here, where you have candles that grow in size as they move down, in this case short, and volume increases. This is an important dynamic, and I'm finding this out on this 5-minute chart. This happens, this move will continue. At least that's my thought. I've found this example over and over and over again as I've been studying this, that this move will continue. And so I did not engage with the peso the rest of the day. I got my pips here, although I only got half of them that I wanted. I didn't want to mess around with this anymore. I have a few others that I've taken today, and I'll create a couple other videos on those. Thanks.